drop is considered the single most important aspect of punting. It determines the exact placement of the ball on the foot. The ball is actually dropped, and as it descends, it should remain in the same position as it was during its release. As explained before, the front of the ball is angled inward, with the laces pointed towards the outside edge of the shoulder. Again, this position will allow the ball to meet the foot at the optimum spot and angle.
You said the drop should be flat. How important is to have it flat all the
Rick,
time?
I'm going to tell you, of all the things that we've covered so far up to this point, the drop is, to me, is the most important thing of the punt itself. Without a consistent drop every time, you're not going to be consistent on your kicks, on your punts. I constantly work in practice on the sidelines during the game on the drop. And the way that I want to drop the ball is, like I said before, flat to the ground. I do this in a matter of by releasing my hands away from the ball to let it fall out of my hand flat to the ground. Once it makes contact with the ground on practice, I want it to bounce straight back to me with the laces straight to me. That way I can catch it by the laces. This way, if I constantly do this consistently every time by dropping it this way, I'm going to hit the maximum part of the ball underneath it, and that's what I want to make contact with. So of all the things that I've said up to this, I would highly recommend or stress that this be one of the priority practice schedules every day. The drop is so important in the game, and dropping it flat all the time with the laces, pointed to the outside of the shoulder is going to get you the sweet spot. Even if you miss off the sweet spot, maybe eighth of an inch or a quarter of an inch, you still got majority of the big part of the ball is still there. So this is what I call the sweet spot. This is what I aim for right here.
As the punter catches the snap, he should keep both hands on the ball until he begins his final step. At this point, the cradle hand should leave the football in a natural movement. The release is then made just before the final step makes contact with the ground. By dropping the ball with one hand, the punter is able to extend the ball further out and is also able to hold it slightly longer. This allows for better transfer of energy, control, and minimizes the distance the ball drops. Remember, the drop is one of the most important aspects of the punt. It determines the exact placement of the ball on the foot.